Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. This edition of The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even been endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books. Remembering is a key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs, huh? Well, the holidays are coming, and what better time to give a gift of remembrance makes you laugh and cry at the same time. Whatever gift for Grandma's recipes or just because, and I know you miss Grandma's recipes, right? We all know that. Little smiles and cheers will just melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw, Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bring your memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com and our 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, as well as Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple Music, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast, t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, and a lot more. Makes great gifts 24/7, 365. And for you ladies out there, the tote bag just makes a great gift to take the Mike Wagner Show with. And you can take Mike with you and help you pick what you want, say, for the holidays, whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, or anything. Just take us with you anywhere. MikeWagnerShow.com, also on Amazon.com for the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And don't forget to also support us on Anchor FM as well as PayPal and also the MikeWagnerShow.com. And make sure you give generously today as well. And don't forget to support us too. And we're here with a very terrific lady who is whose latest release is considered for a Grammy nomination in spoken word. She's a multi-talented singer, songwriter, and a terrific actress from Bakersfield, California. She also fronts a 5-piece band and got a little bit of rough cut to it. We'll talk more about that. And she began very early at an amazing age and also released, quite a few albums as well in jazz, chilling out, and a lot more. Has a great stage presence. And once again, we're going to be talking about one of her releases that's being considered for a Grammy nomination. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Bakersfield, California, the amazing singer, songwriter, actress, and multi-talented Kama Ruby. Kama, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate you taking the time. Really grateful.
Well, we're grateful to have you on as well, too. And after looking at this and realizing that your spoken word release, In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy, is being considered for a Grammy nomination, that is something we're talking about. You also forming a 5-piece band called Kama Ruby and the Rough Cuts, and also you're an accomplished actress on stage, and you're also from Bakersfield, California, beginning at an early age. And also you also released Kama Ruby, and you also had let's see, Straight Up, Chilled, Straight Up and Chilled. I could use one right now. Rock Dreams and Jazz and a lot more. And before we talk about all that, Kama, tell us how it first got started.
How I first got started?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I started tap dancing when I was 5. My dad put me in tap dancing class because he felt I had a bit of a weight problem. And I still do this weight thing my entire life. So I started tapping, and my Miss Lenore became my mentor. She was a RKO contracted hoofer. So I got trained by the very best, in my opinion. And as I grew up, I started doing theater and different performing groups. And that's kind of how that all happened. I started tap dancing.
That's really interesting. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your life? So what was that one moment that simply said, this is what I'm going to do?
I think I know my dad put me in, I didn't imagine I'd be a tap dancer, but I think I always kind of knew. I had a aunt, my Aunt Mary Gregory, who was on, she's on 3 original Twilight Zone episodes. And at the time I was growing up, she would voice over orange juice commercials. And she was on, oh gosh, I mean, she was usually a nun or a judge on all these different TV shows. So I would see her on soap operas and stuff all the time. That was a big influence. And so the truth is, I don't think I can remember not wanting to, So before my dad even put me in tap, I thought I'm going to be an actress or something, not really understanding how everything would kind of work out. But I think I was kind of thought so, wanted. So, yeah.
That's really interesting as well, too. And speaking of the stage, who are some of your favorite actresses and what are some of your favorite movies growing up, and some dancers as well? And then we'll talk about some of the singers. But first of all, how about some of your favorite actresses and also some of your favorite movies and also musicals growing up?
So, growing up, I mean, I'm sorry, but when I was 13 and David Bowie came out in Labyrinth, I was like, whoa, that's gorgeous, man. Can't say it was like the greatest movie ever, but we didn't care. He was, we were 13 and he was beautiful. But, of course, every young girl loved Harrison Ford because he was, Han Solo. So as far as getting in, I really always loved Bette Davis as a kid.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I really did. And I think, today's teachers or today's actors might consider her somewhat melodramatic, which is how they were trained back then. And the acting style was a little bit different. She came from the stage. I just love Bette Davis, and I love her bravery, where she really wasn't that interested in being gorgeous or beautiful as much as she was interested in playing the role really well. So I was pretty young, and I always thought that she was really cool. I still do today, because I understand, like, she allowed herself to be the unattractive one. And a lot of actresses don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more married to celebrity versus just trying to make a good script. And I think she's, the fact that she fought to be an independent contractor and she lost that lawsuit, brave.
Mm-hmm.
And
excuse me.
I loved her when I was a kid. I fell in love with Judy Garland. Bless you. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
I fell in love with Judy Garland. I think I was 7 or 8, and I had my allowance money, and I was at a Thrifties. You have a Thrifties store where you are, and you go there for ice cream or whatever. And there was a tape. It was like a Judy Garland tape, and I used to do, like, the first theater I had done was at a melodrama theater here in Bakersfield. It was melodrama and vaudeville.
Mm-hmm.
And they, were one of the vaudevilles, they sang the song Swanee. And I turned the back of that tape and I saw Swanee, not understanding who Judy Garland was, and not even really putting two and two together. She was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. But I bought that tape. I still have that tape. And I think that tape was, like, her later concert years, where maybe her voice wasn't her best voice. But I was mesmerized, and I thought her storytelling was amazing. So Judy Garland made me want to start singing.
Oh, my goodness. And speaking of singing, you also have been some in musical theater as well, too. We'll talk about some of your singing influences. You were in Hanging With My Sisters, Acme Brothers Records, Prime Video documentary, Oberon and New Light Theater, Midsummer's Night Dreams, Stella, Streetcar Named Desire, Me, A Man, No Labels Required, Stages, a Unique and Unusual Cabaret, and also The Grapes of Wrath, which was on the Learning Channel. Tell us about those.
Which the Learning Channel project came out by us. We were in rehearsal. What show were we doing? I think Henry V. I think we were doing Henry V. At Bakersfield College has a little Shakespeare festival on campus, which is great. And we were rehearsing for that. And then one of the guys found out about these auditions they had for this document. They were filming these documentaries for the Learning Channel, and they were on great novels series. So they were coming out here because Steinbeck was, talking about Bakersfield, and there are some camps, migrant farmer camps. Still, you can still find them, and some of the original buildings are still there. Who shot there in Bakersfield and stuff. So they came out here to film that, and I found out about the audition and somehow got it. But that was a interesting, I had rehearsal and I said, I can't come. I have to film this thing. The guy was telling me I had to come to rehearsal. And I was like, no, I'm not coming to rehearsal. You're not paying me. I'm going to go film this thing for the Learning Channel. So I'm glad I stuck to my guns and showed up to film. And apparently this was the first time. I don't know if it's been filmed since, but I know when we filmed it, it was the first known footage of the breastfeeding scene.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When she feeds the dying man her milk. She had a stillborn baby and she had milk, and she fed the man her milk, which was scandalous when that book came out. Scandalous. And it was filmed. I wish I could find a copy of it. It was filmed Cronkite Ward Productions in a very gorgeous way. That's how that went about. And I'm glad that they used local actors from our area that book is talking about.
Oh, that is so cool. And it's so amazing about that story as well, too. And of course, you're talking about Judy Garland as a singer and actress. So talking more about your amazing singing career and also some of your releases. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3966. 3960. It's 1-800-303-3960 or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even have been endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joni Mitchell, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books. Remembering is a key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at a wedding, and even more so yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs, huh? Well, the holidays are coming. What better time to give remembrance and makes you laugh and cry at the same time? Whether forgive her Grandma's recipes or just because those smiles and tears will just melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw, Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com and our 30 podcast platforms. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today at The Mike Wagner Show. And for great gifts like t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, and a lot more, go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast or TheMikeWagnerShow.com. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mia Molson-Zia store for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also cool things like t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and a lot more. Check it out today. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. And don't forget to support us on Anchor FM as well as PayPal, The Mike Wagner Show, or Mike Wagner Voiceover. And give generously to TheMikeWagnerShow.com. Click on the donate button and make sure you do so today because we really appreciate your support. We're here with a terrific singer, songwriter, and actress, Kama Ruby, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And she's also had some music out there, which was Kama Ruby Straight Up and Chilled, Kama Ruby Rock Dreams and Jazz, and also had some others like Miss You Mitch in 2020, the EP, and in 19, Hanging With My Sisters, and in 18, which was Badlands at Bakersfield, and also had some singles, Go Slow and Lazy Afternoon, and also Mind Style back in 17 as well, too. And of course, the big news is her spoken word, In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy, being considered for a Grammy nomination. So let's talk about some of your singing career as well, too, that after tap dancing. And how'd you segue from tap dancing into singing?
I think because I got into a performing group like at age 13. We were called the Young Entertainers. It's
appropriate today in
it's appropriate.
social word, yeah. The Interchangers group, yeah.
Which was based off the Mickey Mouse Club. So there was a lot of singing in that. And then I just, kept at it. And started doing, there was a Civic Light Opera here in town, the Melodrama Theater, and was just doing lots of little musicals, growing up. So I remember in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, I want to do an album. And it took me until my 30s to do my first album.
Wow.
But that has become, I think, all said and done, now that I've kind of discovered, I've been mentored by Jane Getz and Bob Tucker, these incredible producers, incredible talents. I really love producing. I see myself going in directing, but I think that that's probably where my biggest gift is in producing, I think.
That's
and yeah. So I feel like that's really what I'm going to put my focus on. So I didn't even realize that I was kind of a good leader in the first place when I was putting shows together and putting other women together to do a tour, and that because I didn't think of myself as a boss so much as like just get people together and get this done, and whether it's blind faith or just being maybe a little bit stupid about how hard it really is, I just dive in and did it, So So that I think I'm on my 6th album right now or something.
Wow, that is so amazing.
And some singles. We have a single that will be coming out in late November, which will feature Mike Gerson, who is David Bowie's pianist for 43 years on and off.
Oh my God!
And I've already recorded with Mike a few times, but my friend Kendall did a remix. So it's a song from Badlands of Bakersfield EP. So it's an Americana tune that we have made a techno tune with avant-garde jazz piano that Mike lays on top. So
oh my gosh. Wow. You've got an array out there, which is so amazing.
I do. Can't make up my mind.
Wow.
ADHD to stay in the same place. What's great about producing your own stuff is like all the criticism, like in my education experience, my experience in college, undergrad and graduate school and different training programs was that I was too all over the place. Well, I honestly think that's my gift. Should have never been a criticism,
And it's also good to branch out, knowing what you can do, what you can't do, how to mix things. And of course, nowadays, thanks to social media, it's okay to be all over the place. You don't have to be pigeonholed and everything else. And, having just amazing singing background as well, too. Who are some of your favorite singers, songwriters, and musicians growing up, and especially producers?
So I started singing because I bought a Judy Garland tape, so I adore her. I was raised on Joni Mitchell. I think the woman is an absolute genius. So my dad loved Joni Mitchell, listened to a lot of Joni Mitchell growing up, even when she went into her more jazzy stuff where she lost a lot of her folk audience. We were listening to that too. She's utterly genius. And of course we had Joan Baez and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I adore Fleetwood Mac and all the three wonderful singer-songwriters in that group, So musically, that would be was kind of my influence growing up. Those kinds of groups, yeah.
And of course, you also had some amazing work as well, too. You worked with David Bowie's pianist, and of course, you had a couple of your influences, and you also had Mind's Eye, which came out in 2017, Badlands of Bakersfield, and Hang With My Sisters, and of course, you got the EP Miss You Mitch. You also had some singles, Go Slow, Lazy Afternoon, and of course, we'll be talking about your spoken word, and tell us about some of the albums as well, too. Starting off with Mind's Eye and working way up.
Oh, yeah.
And
so Mind's Eye is the first project where I began collaborating with Jane Getz. Jane Getz is also featured on In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy, the spoken word project. So Jane Getz is my current producer and has been my mentor as a producer and co-writer. We write together. And so Mind's Eye was our first project together. Began the project with a guy named Tom Stillwagon that did some great fundamental tracks and some great mixing. And then Jane, I started to work with Jane. I met her at a fundraiser and had no idea about her musical history, which is illustrious. It's amazing. And began working with her. Jane, played for Stan Getz, Mingus, Pharoah Sanders, session musician for the Bee Gees, Harry Nilsson, John Lennon, Ringo Starr. Like you name that person, she's worked with them.
Wow, sounds like she's been from jazz to rock to pop and pretty much in between.
Yeah, so maybe we suit each other well as a team because we appreciate both styles equally well, But so that's when Mind's Eye is when we began collaborating together. And I think I wasn't writing anything yet. But there's a really cool kind of technical, it's a weird techno bizarre, but it's great, cover of Faded Love. Now my grandma and Bob Wills were cousins.
Oh, wow.
So, I picked Faded Love. I thought, what the heck? Let's just give it a shot, and put a little bit of Heart and Sun and Tone as a background, like little, call and response vocal on there. There's a Joan Baez, Diamonds and Rust. We do a really cool, my husband's favorite recording I've ever done is on Mind's Eye. And it is a cover of Moby's song Mistake, of which Mike
Wow.
Garson plays on. And that's my husband's favorite recording. I do a Janis Ian tune on there. So they're all covers. And then I did a song that Jane Getz had written called Treasure Island. That was the original on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just, haven't stopped working together since.
Oh, that's so amazing. I mean, Mind's Eye got you running. You also did Badlands at Bakersfield, Hanging with My Sisters, Miss You Mitch. And you can just talk about those. And of course, the background, what inspired you and everything else. I mean, this is just amazing stuff.
Thank you. Badlands at Bakersfield we did because I was raised in Bakersfield. I grew up as I used to competition clog, and I still clog. And like, why am I not doing, a little tribute to the town I was raised in? So, I even inherited my grandma's records, and
oh wow,
and there's a Charlie Pride record in there. There's Liberace in there too. But I was raised listening to that old school country stuff as well.
Buck Owens, from Bakersfield.
I was, and so I was like, well. Simply because I somehow ended up in musical theater, learning those tunes didn't mean I didn't know all these fabulous traditional country tunes and stuff. So I knew them, and we said, let's just do a little homage to where I was raised. On the album cover, I don't know if you saw the album cover. That's my great grandparents on that album cover.
Wow,
with their
amazing.
Horses sitting in front of an old rig. So then we did Miss You Mitch, and we developed a character for that little EP, and her name was Cat Fox, and Cat Fox is really kind of me. I've been a hot mess at different times in my life, but so there's this character that kind of goes with this album, and I think the greatest lyric that I've heard so far ever is a lyric that Jane wrote. Give me one more second chance.
One more second chance. Oh, I get it. Give me one more second and one more second chance. I get it. Put it together. I love it. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I think of it?
She's got a lyric in one of her songs that I thought great. And I think I had listened. It was Go Back to Your Wife. She has a song called Go Back to Your Wife. And she has a lyric in there that says, got some splaining to do. It's going to be a long time. And I think I had listened to that lyric I had listened to the song probably 20 times before I caught the lyric. And then I said, did you just say got some splaining? Like Ricky Ricardo? She goes, yes, you're the only one who's caught it.
Except he still loves Lucy. That's the thing. So, or he did it once.
So I thought that was great.
And of course, you speak Spanish, you're in trouble. Lucy, give it a good honor. I was like, you're going to get it, babe.
I'm married to an Italian, so I kind of know.
Oh, yeah. And of course, a little background as well, too. My grandparents being German, they were speaking in German, like conversing like in the background. It's like, something's up. So, word to the wise, if someone else is speaking a different language, you're in trouble somehow. So,
funny.
And of course, you also have some other solo projects like Kama Ruby Straight Up and Chilled, and also Rock Dreams and Jazz. And just quickly tell us about that.
Straight Up and Chilled is my very first album. I made that album for $100,000.
Come closer here.
Oh, sorry. Straight Up and Chilled was my very first album. I made it for under $1,000.
Wow.
Literally, I was gigging all the time and just went into studio. I think there's just 4 piano and vocal and 4 songs that are with a group, and just not knowing any better, just went in and did it. It's like the take is the take. There's a couple, I think there's 2 tunes on there that were a little bit more produced, but for the most part, the take's the take. And I have a couple of singles I've released since then, and that's pretty much it. The take's the take. And so there's something to be said about producing something really well, and then just maybe let something be simple. And it seems like my audience likes the simple stuff as much as, or maybe sometimes more, than they like the produced stuff. So
Mm-hmm. And that makes perfect sense as well, too. And where can we find all your music at?
It seems to be all over the place on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, the YouTube. I'm not on Deezer, but I know my stuff's on Deezer. It's pretty much almost all streaming websites.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We're looking forward to that. And we'll talk about your big project, In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy. Spoken word being considered for a Grammy. We'll talk about in just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Also brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where memory is a key ingredient. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. We'll be back with the pride of Bakersfield, singer-songwriter, multi-talented Kama Ruby with her spoken word release after this time out. This edition of The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show. That's okay, I'm not looking to rain.
We're back with singer-songwriter Kama Ruby with her spoken word release being up for a Grammy nomination, In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy, here on the Mike Wagner Show. I mean, just a great background and how she got to this point. And, tell us about In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy, and how'd you first get started?
Trying to remember how we began deciding, hey, maybe I'll do a spoken word album. Before that, I had directed my friend Arthur Ross in a one-man show that we had done some recordings for. So I had produced and directed him in those recordings, and they were phenomenal. And I thought, you know what, let's take some text and let's see what we can do. I originally thought that this album was going to be about body image, which maybe I'll still do because that idea is still on my mind. But I thought that it would be about body image because I had produced something with Arthur where he talks about his weights and being sort of dismissed or not considered talented enough about his weight. And so these body image things. And as time went on, I realized I did not intentionally set out for a lot of this album to sit nicely in the current Me Too movement. It just did. And so maybe the timing was right that some of us needed to talk about certain things because maybe we didn't feel it was safe to before. So Even, it's 3 pieces. It's 3 women, 3 pieces, about 15 to 20 minutes each. The album sits right under an hour, or right at about an hour. And my segment is a series of vignettes, if you will, as to how I almost fell into complete drug addiction, and the things that had happened that are quite criminal, abuses I suffered. Dana's piece, I was kind of surprised it actually fits in the Me Too movement as well, because her piece is about falling on her tailbone and receiving a traumatic brain injury.
Oh.
Not realizing she had a brain injury because she had fallen on her tailbone, that the spinal column,
Really?
just went right. Yeah.
So
there was a brain bleed.
So falling on your tailbone is connected with a brain injury?
So it just moved the spine just enough to puncture the bottom of her brain.
Oh my gosh. I did not even think about it. I've heard stories where people, sat on their tailbone and realized why they're getting such bloody headaches. Now I know why. And maybe I've had a few times. I know some people. Now it's like, now I know why it's important to go see a doctor, especially a neurologist. You hit your tailbone, just don't go to any doctor. Go to a specialist, especially a neurologist.
Probably a good suggestion now that I have friends that have fallen and I'm like, I want you to check your brain because I almost lost my best friends,
Oh my gosh.
And she was, where it maybe sits in the Me Too movement, is that she was trying to show that she was a good, faithful employee with a swelling brain and deathly ill and trying to show up to work. You know what I mean? So I think that women sometimes will put themselves in very compromising situations to show that they're a dependable worker. And then Jane's piece is about her unfortunate run-in with Freddie Hubbard, jazz saxophonist, trumpet player, trumpet player Freddie Hubbard. And she was playing with all those big dogs in the day. And so he was rather inappropriate, and she got, it's an attempted rape story. And she was able to get her way out of said situation by pretending to have a seizure.
Okay.
So, but when you listen to the monologue, it really did change a lot of what, no longer looking at these people as gods. Maybe musically they're your god to you, but maybe they're not such a fabulous person. So I guess there's a lot of ways this album did fall in the Me Too movement, did not set out for that to happen. It just kind of happens, with our stories. So the cool thing is I got to produce my producer. So I got to produce Jane.
So you kind of went back
Jane in this.
You went back and forth in the whole thing. So
right. No, it is a team, absolutely a team effort. Dana had directed me in a couple of shows, and I was getting to direct her.
Huh.
And we brought in my friend Ray Zapata, who's this incredible instrumentalist, and he has some piccolo and saxophone. And he basically orchestrated or did this incredible underlying instrumentation for Dana's piece.
Wow.
So then we did some photo shoots where we brought in Kenrick Green, wonderful, wonderful actor. And he played the Freddie Hubbard role in our photo shoot with Jane. And if you're a Walking Dead fan, you probably know Kenrick Green. But we had worked with Kenrick already in Streetcar Named Desire, Western States tour. So we knew what a great actor he was, and I was so blessed he said yes, because he made those photos for the videos we make phenomenal. So it really always goes back to how you collaborate with one another. I didn't want to do a piece. I wanted to find someone else to bring in and finish up the album. And I struggled and labored over it because I felt like I kind of told some of these stories already on stage once before. But the truth is I sugarcoated quite a few of those stories. And I didn't want, it's not about not wanting other people in the mix, but we were already sort of a unit, and to bring someone else in might have disrupted the unit of collaboration. Okay. So I reluctantly did my piece.
Oh my
So
God.
that's how I thought it was going to be about body image. It became something else.
Wow.
But, yeah.
So it's originally body image and it turned into something else. And and what inspired you to do like a spoken word instead of being like just a regular album or say a musical or anything like that?
I guess, well, if the Me Too movement made us feel safe enough to talk, but Jane had already written about it in her book. It's already been published. Mm-hmm. I understand her editor said people are going to be really mad at you. She said, so be it. If I don't tell the truth about who these people, if I don't tell the truth, people will think I didn't know these people, But I feel like maybe the Me Too movement made us feel safe enough to tell the truth on tape. And you know what, as uncomfortable as it seems, and I've even had people on my massage table say that, this is all bogus, blah, blah, blah. And I hate to break it to you all, but I can talk of experience after experience. I'm listening to a lot of people have major issues with their HR departments.
Really?
So this is this is a problem in the workforce. There is a reason that this Me Too movement needs to be listened to. We're not out just to make some boys feel bad,
Mm-hmm. So a lot of this is coming out talking about major problems at HR department, talk about work and everything. Is all on a massage table, or were you given a massage?
When clients are telling me things that are happening in their workplace.
Oh, really? Wow.
And some of that harassment is actually coming from the HR department.
Oh,
so there is a major problem. That's what I'm saying. There is a major problem with there's a reason this Me Too movement had to happen. It wasn't just because we wanted to emasculate a man,
Mm-hmm.
So in my story, I'm telling the truth about a high school teacher and a popular businessman in town and a popular other musician here in town. The truth is the truth. It's okay if it makes you uncomfortable. It's not okay for you to say that I shouldn't talk about it, that I should just bury it. Because the problem is we bury it for years and we have other problems. So I think that it was maybe just the right time to tell these stories. You know what I mean? And be a little more public about it. I saw an interesting interview, Ronan Farrow and Rose McGowan. And she, when she gets criticized for not saying something sooner, she says, because it wasn't time yet.
Timing, that's the issue.
So maybe it's just the timing. That could have just been my one answer and been out the door already instead of laboring over the answer. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think there's some other actresses that didn't come out until the whole Me Too movement is besides Rose McGowan. I think there was it Catherine? I think there was like another one. I can't think, there was like a couple others somewhere along those lines, and I can't think who they are at this point. It's oh my gosh. I'm drawing a blank on that one, so I'm sure we'll come back to it later. And and also too, what else do you base your what are issues are being addressed in the album with the spoken word in trouble, triumph over tragedy? What are some of the other issues that you cover? So
we address rape. We address misogyny, for sure. We address addiction. We address child molestation, pedophilia. Things that are all pretty uncomfortable. The Tennessee Williams play. No. We address, perhaps a workforce that doesn't give you permission to not be well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So we address a workforce that might not give us permission to be not well for a week. So I think there's quite a bit addressed. But I think that we were successful. I hope we were successful at not making it a victimology piece. Mm-hmm. That is not what I wanted. I wanted to tell the truth. And then I wanted us to, explain or explore how the event affected us and where we are now and how we've risen above it. Mm-hmm. Didn't want it to be a victimology piece.
Mm-hmm. And that's very groundbreaking as well, too. And that's a good reason why it's being Grammy nominated, because it's groundbreaking and it sounds amazing. And I hope or pray that you guys win a Grammy on that.
I would hope we get nominated. I hope this run helps us get nominated. I feel like it's touching people in good ways, sometimes uncomfortable, but I feel like it means something to people. And sometimes I feel like I have to be honest with you. This is I'm most proud of this project. And I hate using the word proud, especially when other people are involved. I think it's a little arrogant sometimes to say proud when other people have done work on this project too. But I am most proud of this compared to anything else I've done. It's nice to sing well. It's nice to write clever tunes. It's nice to have a nice photo shoot. It's nice to put good content out there. I feel like I'm glad we had an important thing to say and that some people could identify and appreciate it. That matters sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm. And that matters a lot. And where can we find In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy at?
On all streaming sites. I got some email there. I never even heard of some of these sites that it's on. So, you know, so all streaming sites, YouTube, I have an FYC page. If you type in Kama Ruby, In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy, you're going to find the FYC page, which has some really cool little short videos for the storytelling, you know, that we've done, and great photo shoots. So, it's all over. I don't think you can miss it online.
Well, we'll definitely check it out too, as well, on all streaming platforms. Once again, we're with a singer, songwriter, actress, and amazing, multi-talented Kama Ruby out of Bakersfield, the Mike Wagner Show, with the Grammy-nominated In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy, and a lot of her works. Kama, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. And just a few more things. We'll have you back in 2021 and beyond. And what else can we expect you? What else can we expect from you in the future?
So I have a single that we're going to release at the end of the year, and which is a remake, a remake of a tune I co-wrote with Jane Getz in 2018 called Envy.
Uh-huh. And
it's on the Badlands of Bakersfield EP. So it started out as an Americana tune. I had a friend that I once worked with at Utah Shakespeare Festival, who's a phenomenal musician, do a techno remix of it. And we had Mike Carson come in and layer some avant-garde jazz piano on this bizarre techno remix of an Americana tune. So we have that coming out, and Jane and I are already beginning to write new stuff. What I would like, I do see myself, I have kind of my wheels turning and creating backup plans for 6 other backup plans. But I hope to direct something next year too. I'm already kind of planting those seeds and planning that out.
Oh my gosh, you're an amazingly busy lady. I got to say that. Make sure you definitely keep us up to date on that. And who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
Well, I think that Jane, my producer, Jane Getz, I would have to say honestly, because I marvel at the woman who she's just steadfast on maintaining her artistry, constantly writing, constantly producing, constantly out there playing. And she's a little bit less interested in who knows who. Yeah, she knows everybody. Like, who knows who, and we just play well and do your job well. So I would say she's a pretty big influence on me right now. I say then another person in this album, Dana, my friend Dana Martin, is a phenomenal influence as she teaches courses on creativity and exploring ways and outlets to explore any way. So many millions of ways to explore your creativity. And, I have been really allowing that part of my life to really grow, whether it's in floral design, painting my house. I paint terribly. I do not paint well, but sometimes I can't sit my ADHD butt down long enough to write something, and I'll paint, and then I can go write when I feel like I want to write.
That's an interesting skill. Painting and writing at the same time. I'm going to have to try that one day. Never say never.
And I don't paint well at all, but it makes me slow down enough, to write, or I'll go garden. And all right. So, I think that I pretty much I surround myself by are people whom I feel very inspired by, or else I wouldn't work with them. you know?
That is so true and very amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
I would say to stop censoring yourself with what you want to do. Like, I was a little disappointed recently. I had been asked for some gigs recently, some live performances. And I thought, but should I be really that upset? Because I think another night for $65 in 4 hours of my life with people drunk and falling all over the place is just like the shoot me yesterday, you know? But I am able to go take pictures and to do these other creative things. I am able to get in the studio. I am able to send my content out and see if a commercial finally picks it up. You know what I mean? So I feel like don't get so married to what your educators or how you used to do your art, or how any other teacher tells you're supposed to. There's millions and millions of ways to be an expressive artist. And that should always be more important to you than what so-and-so thinks about what theater company you're working at.
That's
don't really have an interest at all in making other people's dreams come true, you know?
That's rather interesting. I hear that all the time. It's like they're tired of making other people's dreams come true.
Yes.
And you should others too. It's just like, that seems to be a lost message these days. And I'm glad you're bringing it up. And, we just got to continue as well too. So that is just amazing what you said. So, yeah. So, all right. We're once again. What's that?
Or it's mean. But
yeah, that too. Yes, once again, we're with singer, songwriter, multi-talented Kama Ruby with her Grammy-nominated release "In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy" in the spoken word category in the Mike Wagner Show. Kama, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch,
yes,
and
I will.
Don't forget to keep us up to date. We'd love to have you back on. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your music, especially In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy?
In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy is available on all streaming websites. Find it on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify. It's on Pandora. Yeah, it's also on Pandora. YouTube. You can listen to it on YouTube as well. You'll also, if you go to Kama Ruby Topic on YouTube, you'll find our short little vignette videos we've made for the album. I have an official website, kamaruby.com. What else did you ask me? I forgot.
I think we pretty much covered everything, so we know where to find you. So once again, Kama, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Looking forward to having you back on. And don't forget to let us know how you're doing. And just want to say, wish you all the best. You definitely have a great future ahead of you. I'd like to wish you all the best in the winning a Grammy for In Trouble, Triumph Over Tragedy.
Thank you so much, my friends. Appreciate you.
Picture this photo books, where remembering is the key ingredient. Preserving memories, keeping the memories of your loved ones alive as they reach in and touch your heart. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whether it's a gift of past holidays, grandma's recipes, long ago moments, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809. Once again, that's 646-798-0809. Or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.